studio right now, I get to speak to Cesar, Ranuschio, and Shannon Voyson, who are here from Body Shop 661. Now, I don't know about you. I've been driving an awful long time, and there have been a couple instances in my life. One time was my fault. One time was definitely somebody else's fault. Actually, there are more than a couple of times. And then I had to deal with the whole idea of, oh my gosh, now I have to take care of my car. Cesar and Shannon, I welcome both of you to the studio, and I thank you for being here with me today. Hello.
Thank you very much for having us.
Okay, Cesar, I have questions, first of all.
Yes.
I'm very curious. The body business, I know some people, I mean, I've spoken to people before. They love cars. They love the look of it. They love the feel of a car. They love, I mean, just everything about cars. My car is kind of a necessary evil. I don't think of it the same. What made you get into the auto body business?
My dad was a mechanic originally, and I went to work with him at a young age because I was never good at school. So I started doing body work actually as my secondary side job. He would have a mechanic shop, and then I would do body and paints. And then
and to me, that's a gift. That's an art form. So I think that's very impressive.
Thank you so much, yeah.
And you loved it?
I loved it, yeah. A couple of years afterwards, my dad made me partners, and that's why, because he had a shop in Los Angeles. And then he made me partners, and we opened a shop here. You know, when I was
in the
young,
Santa Clarita Valley.
I was 18 when we opened the shop together here in Santa Clarita Valley.
How long have you been in the valley?
I've been here since 5th grade. So I grew
so
up out here, so it was,
this is home.
This is where I wanted to go, you know?
This is home.
Yeah, that's our name, Body Shop 661.
Oh,
I went to
because
school out here, everything, you know?
Shout out to Santa Clarita Valley, right there in your name.
Yeah.
Well, I have another question for you. Now, as I admitted, I'm not proud of it, but I've had a couple of traffic collisions in my time. In fact, one time I took my daughter to her friend's house, and I parked in the driveway of this family, and I said, by the way, I'm parked in your driveway. If you need to get out, I'll move it. And they're like, oh, yeah, no problem, no problem. I'm sitting there, and literally 2.5 minutes later, I heard poof. And I said, oh, no, you didn't. And when I came out, I had $1,600 ultimately in damage in my car. I mean, and I'm stressed and I'm upset. And one of the first questions was, because he said, oh, just get, go get an estimate.
Yeah.
What? I have to tell you, I'm already upset. I'm emotional. I don't know anything about it. What are the things I should look for? What are the things I need to know when choosing an auto body shop?
Word of mouth is so important, especially we're in a small valley.
Your reputation.
Yeah, it's always good to ask around and people push you the right way. You know,
right?
We're a family business, so I treat all my customers like family. I want you happy. You know, I grew up out here. I know everybody and their mother out here, so
you want to make sure everyone's happy.
Yeah, you gotta be happy because the word of mouth. You know how Santa Clarita is. It's really small.
It is a very small community.
Yeah, and then once you go in there, you gotta follow your intuition a little bit. You gotta.
You got to suss it out and know how it feels.
Yeah, you got to know how
do they treat you.
It's always good to ask, for a plan. How are you going to repair my car? And they should very easily tell you what are the different steps and how they're going to do it.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, because the materials have rules and everything, so you want to be able to follow that.
See, I didn't even know that. And then should I even think about where you are, or where the I guess the location would be important.
Yeah, a lot of times the location is important, and then.
And I would think
pricing and stuff. It's more like it's all by a computer. Like we use Mitchell estimating.
Okay.
So that gives you to take off a fender. There's an hour by book.
So there's a science to the pricing of this.
Yeah, there is a science to the pricing of it. Usually,
you're the first guy who's ever told me that.
Yeah.
I like that. So I know you're honest. That's good.
Yeah, they have to have some kind of formula to make it. So that's why we use that. That's what the insurance companies use as well.
And I don't know anything about what you're about to do to my car, for example. Like if you were to tell me you were going to make chocolate chip cookies, I kind of know the recipe for that. Is there a recipe to putting the car back together?
Depending where the damage is a different way of approaching it. You
right.
know? If you have damage on the quarter panel, it's the area behind the door. Sometimes you got to cut pieces of the car off to re-weld them back in.
All right.
There's different little rules. You want to make sure they follow the correct steps,
so there's a detailed plan for this.
Yes, after a long time, I've been in the business for over 16 years myself. there's steps you have to follow because you have to be able to warranty it. Because warranty, you got to have the jobs done correctly.
Right.
You know, warranty is so important.
Well, I have to tell you, when I was young, the car was just the thing that got me around, and I didn't care so much. But I actually have I actually refer to my car as my baby. I love my car. It's the first time in my life I've had a car that I actually care about. So I believe that these 4 points would be incredibly important for me if something, heaven forbid, nothing happened to Sydney. That's my car's name. But if something were to happen to Sydney, I'd be very upset, and it'd be like looking for a doctor. And so you're kind of that. You make me feel like I have trust in the idea that you're going to give me all the details of what you're going to do to Sydney.
Yeah, I do a lot of hot rods and special cars too, so I know exactly how you feel.
So you love what you do.
They're toys, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know I'm doing a 41 coupe right now, and they're babies, you know.
Yeah.
We take extra special care of them. We have to, you know.
Because of all this, like you said, there's a detailed way to go about knowing what the pricing is and knowing how, when you go in, that you're going to get a fair deal. I have to believe that for me anymore, everything's expensive. I mean, milk is expensive, cereal's expensive, and it's like, oh my gosh, and now I'm going to take my car in. The fact that you actually talk about giving me quality work at the fair price and showing me how industry standards, I think that's important. What about car warranties? How important is that when it comes to...
Warranties are important, but remember too, warranties are only as good as the person who gives them.
Right.
You know, body takes a lot of craftsmanship, you know.
Again, it's an art form.
Yeah, it's an art form, and then you don't want any, you know, delays and stuff like that. So there's kind of steps you have to make sure they do them right the first time.
Right.
Because, you know, nowadays with our busy schedules, we don't have time to be without a car.
No, we don't.
So,
and in LA, in LA, that's, I mean, really, you don't do anything.
Yeah, you don't do without a car.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure, I know you have warranties, but you got to make sure you don't have any problems and your car is done right the first time.
Right.
With no unnecessary delays because, you know, you need the car to get around.
Well, I love that you're a local guy. I love that you understand that we really are Mayberry RFD. Everybody knows everybody's business, so word of mouth is incredibly important. But I'm wondering now, suppose I go to my insurance company and they say, well, okay, we're going to recommend some shops to you. And it's like, you know what? I really think I want to go with the local guy. How do we know if your shop is going to work for me and not the insurance company? Because I think that's a logical figure.
That's another reason why you have to have the intuity and
you have to kind of trust your gut and the word. I think word of mouth. I think that's really good
because it's so important because you want to make sure that your car gets repaired the correct way. They're not just trying to save the insurance company money, or some shops you might go and they'll say they save your deductible. Yeah, but they don't change a piece of your car and they repair it when the part should have been changed. So I like, you know, giving the breakdown and step by step, even if I am saving you money, how I'm doing it. You know, am I saving it from the labor? Or, you know, am I changing this? What am I doing? How am I helping you?
So
it's good to know.
You're a craftsman, but you're also a good businessman, and you're going to show me the business, the numbers of it.
You got to help out.
I love that.
So that's how you get the referrals too. So
exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, Cesar. When I see you around town, I'm going to go, I know you. I see you. Because that is an important, critical part of being not only a resident of this valley, but certainly being a business person.
It is.
I thank you, Cesar Ranuschio, here from Body Shop 661, and his very quiet companion, Shannon Voyson. Thank you for being here and teaching us the 4 tips to know before we choose an auto body shop. I'm very grateful to you. I am so happy you stopped by the studio. If you want to learn more, again, this is Body Shop 661. Thank you for being here today, and I look forward to seeing you around town.
Thank you so much.